Well, everyone, if you're watching, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for us. Sorry, I kind of got sidetracked there for a second. And if you're listening, make sure you check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and what else? TikTok. Yeah, and that's at Mental Case Dads. And we got a pretty good show for you here tonight. What do you think, Nolan? We got. Sorry, you know what? I think I'm going to screw up her name. I know you as Lady Mack.
My actual name is Carissa Mclntyre.
Carissa Mclntyre. You know what? I would have said Charissa probably and screwed it up.
No, you know what? You've been good lately.
I have been pretty good.
You know what? He's been getting our guest name right, and that's a great thing.
Yes, we had Leanne Mladen on. She's a comedian just the other night, and she was fabulous to have on, but they couldn't believe that I could get her name right going with Mladen. But she did kind of cheat and help me out a bit, right?
With the Aladdin thing.
With the Aladdin thing, yeah. So how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
We are doing great.
Yep.
Trying to stay sane as much as possible. Now you are an author and a writer. Well, that I guess that's the same thing, right?
you have to excuse Mick.
Yeah.
You get used to it. He does grow on you, I promise.
I do get baked before every show, so sometimes I get sidetracked, and then hopefully like the guest helps me out or my co-host helps me out. If he's not baked himself, no, he doesn't even he doesn't smoke marijuana. I know you do.
Yes, I do. So I'm not a whole lot of help there.
So basically, I got to put the team on my back.
Yes,
no pressure.
So before you were an author, and have you listened to any of our shows? Do you kind of know what we're about or anything?
Not really.
Well, thanks a lot. She didn't even.
Carissa,
at least she was honest. Yeah, at least she was honest.
No, I love it. The fact that she's coming in blind to me, that is guts.
Yeah, you have no idea what you got yourself into.
I plan to. Kind of like a lot of things in my life, I plan to, and then I end up just jumping in blind. So
I hear you. Yeah,
but that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
That's good. Well, the reason Mental Case Dads is I've got bipolar disorder.
He's mental,
so I'm mental, certifiable, and I know mental illness. I know you support mental illness. I've seen it on your Instagram stuff as well, and you have had a hard life. Like you didn't just become an author overnight. You have such an amazing success story.
Yep.
And I just know you through Instagram, and I'm completely proud of you. I know I've got a sister-in-law who went through it, and I've got friends and that are going through it now. And I try to tell them all the time, it does get better, but because a lot of women go into relationships and they find these people that are like the same one before, right? So if you go into an abusive relationship, you try to, I find that they go back into the same thing. It's like a pattern, right?
Like being a Leaf fan.
Yeah. Well, some people can break it and become superstars, and I believe you are one of those.
You know,
that's amazing.
I spent probably about 4 years of my life when I owned a martial arts studio out here in Clarington, and one of the things that we did, kind of pro bono, well, not kind of pro bono, it was pro bono, on the sides we worked with battered women's shelters, and helping. I
didn't know that, man.
Oh, see, you learned something new.
I learned something new about this loser.
But I gotta tell you, some of the strongest women I have ever met in my life was. I can't take you anywhere.
I love the buttons.
I know.
You'll find.
I'm going to take that away from you. But some of the strongest women I've ever met in my life, I met through battered women's shelters, and it's amazing how strong they actually are.
Yeah, absolutely.
People's perception, and I don't know if you agree with me, is it comes from a place of weakness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where the fact that you could survive and pick yourself up.
It takes a strong person.
A very strong person. And to make the decision that, hey, I'm going to make a change.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Carissa, you've got a family as well, right? Your kids.
Yes,
I see you post a lot of your kids and stuff, so that's got to keep you nice and busy.
Yeah. I have 3 here.
And then a little mental.
Yes.
How old are they?
My oldest is 13, and then so I have two daughters, 13 and 5, and then my son is 11.
Wow. Okay. I get it. I got a 13 and a 6-year-old. It's busy.
Trying age just in itself.
Right.
And yes, at the time I had gone to the shelter, I actually had custody of my ex's child as well.
Wow.
I don't have custody of her right now, but she's 13 now as well. So they were the same.
Are you still in touch with her?
Yes. Yes,
that's good.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, that's something that they'll remember for the rest of their lives, right? That's a big part of your life.
Our situation was very difficult too because for many years everything was good. Mm-hmm. I mean, I won't say perfect.
Yeah.
Then an accident that led to an abundance of drug use sadly opened up a door to a very scary and toxic time for all of us.
Yeah.
And that's taken a very, very long time to sort of settle. And even now it's more, visitations and as opposed to like I have the children and I have since.
Yep.
But he's doing a lot better now. But yeah,
that's good.
It's hard. It's hard for that hard trap for people. So yeah, for the kids and for us, everything just was kind of like, okay. And then it wasn't. And so I found myself in a really, I had to be strong because I really needed to keep things as normal as I could for like 4 kids while we're living out of a laundry basket in the women's shelter. Like
it's always the mothers that are the strongest. That's what I find. My son had a seizure in Hawaii. And my wife was patient. She grabbed her child, put him on. She actually ran into, there was an ice cream shop there. Ran in, put him up on the table. Me, I'm freaking out, pulling my hair. She's like,
you had hair?
Shut up. Yeah, I had hair, and then you find like ladies like this that just can hold it together. And I'm sure you have moments where you break down. You're still a human person, right? It happens, but it's amazing.
Like there was absolutely moments where the kids are finally all sleeping, and I'm like hugging a pillow so that they don't hear me sobbing in the little bathroom attached to our little room, at like 2 a.m., like just an absolute mess. But then like I still got to get up at 6:30 with the little one, and because she's going to go, and I got to get her settled, and then I got to get the big ones up for school. And I didn't take away any of the stuff that they were so in, like they had activities that they were doing. They were in sports already, they had and I didn't want them to suffer any more than they could. So
trying to keep some normality.
Keeping them busy. That's so smart. Yeah.
And I had an opportunity in front of me at the same time, right as my everything began to fall apart, I had started to things were going financially terribly, and things were getting pawned, and I was really worried for the future. So I started stashing away important valuables and things at a best friend's house, at my father's house, and it came across the manuscript of a book I'd started writing when I was like 19.
Yeah.
And it was like the one, it just lit a little bit of spark. Felt like I had nothing, and there was a tiny little ember there, and I thought, why not? And I don't often say this, but my ex in particular was very, very negative about my writing. And it's the point that it was very you'll never be.
It becomes toxic, right?
What?
It becomes toxic. And you don't want to hear that. Yeah.
So I had nothing else to lose. So at 1 o'clock in the mornings, at the worst of that, right at that transition time, I started writing, and I wrote this book, and I did all of it myself. Like literally, I photographed my friend in the hallway and made a little cover. And I found this program through Amazon where you can just self-publish. It costs nothing other than to buy the.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
And so in February of 2017, I hit publish on my very first book in the midst of chaos. And then in March, we got the official, I got a box of 11 of them because I couldn't even afford my own. I was just posting on Facebook, and people were like, I'll email you, transfer $25 for a book.
That's cool.
And so the same month that I got my first box of 11 books, we got the final eviction notice and had to pack up, and like that was it. Like I didn't know where. I had 4 kids. Like I can't just like stay with a friend on their couch like with 4 kids. Like my family is not near us. Like and then it became very abundantly clear that like my ex, we owed everybody in large amounts too. Like it would become it had become very financially toxic and so I had no choice. So I went to the homeless shelter like with a book. It wasn't even this draft. It was this one. And I'm like, I don't have anything but $10 to my name, and I have an erotica novel, but it's selling, and like 4 kids, and like, can you help me? Like, because I don't want to just disappear. Like I don't want to just like I have motivation and drive. I just don't know what to do with it. I don't just want to sit here. So instead of applying for assistance, I applied for a self-employment program, which works similar in the beginning, but there's a lot of you gotta like hit a lot of goals, build a business, put a whole plan together. There's a lot. So, but I did it. And so in 7 weeks, I published another book. I began a business. I got us out of the shelter, and then it just snowballed from there.
That's
until
incredible.
I had a breakdown.
I wonder, like,
what are you doing with your life, Nolan?
Now, when I think about it, nothing.
Oh yeah.
No, but
I hate looking at myself in the mirror now.
Like when you think back and you think when you wrote the first one, like you said, it was a really bad time, right? So you're vulnerable and all these emotions. Like, I guess at that point, your inhibitions, like there are none left. Like you feel defeated. So everything that was coming out and you're putting on pages, it was raw and it was real and it was like. It's crazy, and look where it's taken you.
How many books do you have now?
So there's there's a lesson in that vulnerability and putting yourself out there is scary, but it's not weak. It's strength.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I
absolutely
100% agree with that.
Yeah. No, that's good.
It's not allowing yourself to live within your own skin and be who you are. That's weak. That's my opinion.
But your opinion is shit.
That's true. Do you see what happens here?
What I have to whatever.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Okay.
How many books do you got going now?
So I have 6 now.
Wow. That's awesome.
Now, over what period of time, Carissa?
3 years.
Wow.
3 years. That's incredible. I can't even write a joke.
You can't read a book in 3 years. Write one.
No, actually, I love to read. That's the one thing about
Nick
me.
reads?
Have you seen my library in there? You've seen it.
Don't pretend that's yours.
So
Stop.
it's trust me, it's none of my other my wife and my kids, none of them like to read at all, which is I don't know, it kind of sucks for me because my son actually borrowed a couple of my books and he said he'll read them and he'll bring them back and he's absolutely But I love more. I love more like novels. I haven't read an erotica. That's more of a woman-based book, is it not? Like, does it gravitate more to women?
Yeah, I want to say yes, but I do actually find that a lot of males do read, but they're more drawn to like the Kindle. So it's more like or on their tablet or whatever.
Okay. Now, does that read to them or no? Kindle is just a book, right? And what is Audible is like the reading to you, like, right?
Yeah, like an app you can get.
Okay.
No, but so your books, are they available through Kindle or iBooks or any of that stuff? Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? I
have like, so some of like, they're not all novels. Like I have a couple of books are like really short stories. So they're from like 3 to 10 pages and they are like every genre and like every kind of, vanilla to taboo. Yep. So, and that's, I find I have a lot of male readers that do, especially on so on their tablet, on their device, they can just read through a couple of pages of an erotica and then be done with it. Yeah. Just like a porn, right? Yep. It's like a story porn.
Yeah. 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 That's pretty cool.
It's,
I think you should read a little Serb and see if you can get Nolan going here from your book. I think we could do it. See if we can make it move.
I have no words. I have no words.
Do you have one of your books available there? You can read, or am I putting you on the spot? Or she's getting red in the face.
I've read them before. Not really putting me on the spot. Yeah, no, I keep them. Anytime I have to do like something like this, I always. But they're always here.
Which
cool.
is Carissa? Which is your favorite? Which one are you connected to the most? Would you say?
Cuffed.
I'm really partial to Cuffed because I think that was my very first one. But the series I'm writing right now, I'm also very partial to. I just haven't released it yet. So I mean, there's that. But yeah, Cuffed is definitely my favorite.
Yeah, that's Nolan and himself.
I'm ready.
All right, let's hear from your book, and we're going to read from Cuffed.
Okay.
All right.
Anything. Just give us a solid paragraph or something there. Let's. I'm anxious.
Oh no.
See, you did put her on the spot.
She's speechless now.
Well, I mean, like, I'll just read the very first page.
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
Here we go.
Okay. Chapter 1. Demis. I guess because you won't know. The first page is a dream sequence.
Okay.
Clear.
Yep.
Demi's struggling. She's tugging and pulling her arms, feeling the cuffs bite into the skin around her wrists, trying to break free. She moans loudly, attempting to fight, but she cannot escape her restraints. She's blindfolded, and her cold body shivers in the darkness. There's nothing but silence all around her. Handcuffs are tugging roughly against her ankles as well, keeping her totally pinned to the bed, spread eagle style. She finds herself helpless. The sheets are damp with sweat and twisted all around her. Her skin is cool and covered in goosebumps, yet she feels warm from her need and her lust, the sexual tension that's consuming her, and the blood pumping fast through her veins. Her nipples are rock hard, begging to be pinched or to be bit or just to be touched. She's pressed against her.
I can't believe that just happened.
You just set his phone off.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know where that.
You're blowing up her whole place.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
my
thought
goodness.
I am so sorry
Wow.
that happened. I usually yell at Nolan for that shit.
Wow. I've learned to put my... That's amazing.
That's timing. Maybe we'll just cap her right there.
you know what? For me...
I think it moved.
It's to me, like in an erotica book, I wouldn't measure it by
inches.
Touche. So much.
I would.
You read one page, and is it like? Am I turned on? Is more so? It's as you're reading it, I can picture it. It's
very
like,
detailed. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's what makes a good book, right?
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's you know what? It's kind of like, for example, 1-800-SEX, right? You can talk.
Yeah.
You
Is that
get
a real number?
You get someone turned on, and that's all fine and dandy, right? But
Is that the number?
what's really,
Is it? Is it a real number?
what is really turning them on?
I'm gonna try it.
It's what's in their head. It's what they're imagining. It's what they're visioning.
Oh yeah.
And when you were reading that, I didn't even need to put my head anywhere. It was just like I could picture her.
Yeah, well,
on
that's
this
why
bed,
I was
and it's like,
asking.
wow.
That's why I was asking earlier if it's on Audible, because then I can see men, because then they don't have to touch the book. They can just just listen, right?
That's my next big because like I said, I started this with $11 to my name, and I'm also trying to feed my kids and keep a roof over my house.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
But my next big thing is to get at least Cuffed on audio, because I feel like that'll be the thing that starts hitting a wider audience.
Yes. Yeah. That's amazing, man.
You know what? We should get a copy of Cuffed.
Yep.
And we should read an excerpt before every show. That'll wake your shit up.
Yeah, that'll get your cranks going. Yeah. So, what are you doing to keep yourself busy right now?
So right now I'm still writing, but I'm also working on I've just launched a workshop. So it started my workshop, and like it's attached to sort of the public speaking and some of the charity work I do. That all snowballed from that. So like 2 years into into all of this, I had a bad breakdown. Like, it blindsided me on that like Tuesday. Like, and looking back now, I saw all the warning signs coming. I had never gone to therapy since real therapy since, you know, dealing with everything. I had never gotten a PTSD diagnosis. I was just kind of floating through, and I was burning the candle at both ends, like in a very unhealthy way. So after that breakdown, it was really like, I'm like, I should be good right now. Like, we're good, but why am I not? And I really realized that my self-care was shit. Yeah. Like, really, really shit. And I wasn't like, writing is a big passion for me, but that isn't it. Like, I've had a few serious health scares, and we get one life. And like, I wasn't doing anything else for me or my kids or passion. I was just like working to like pay the bills. And like, I get it, but like, we have to do that. I'm a single mom of 3 kids. I have to pay the bills. I get that, but there's more to life than that. And I have had numerous health scares and like lost some people I've loved that have given me more than enough wake ups to be like, hey, like, get your shit together. Yeah. So I started doing some speaking for the city, and then that snowballed. The Ontario Works program had me come in and do like kind of a on-the-spot workshop with some graduates talking about my experience getting out of the program and becoming self-sufficient and creating a letter to their future selves. Yep. And then that snowballed into me really doing that for myself, like sitting down and like getting my shit together, my goals, some stuff, and then getting some courses behind me to do that to other people, basically just like give back to them, like help other people. I want to take this workshop to places like the shelters, places like where anywhere I can kind of help and like give to women or people who are struggling like I was. Yeah. And still writing and still raising my kids. And that's what I'm doing, all things.
Amazing. So when I'm aggressive when it comes to like my friends and stuff, or talking to people about mental illness. I'm very vocal about it. That's why I started a show, right? Passionate. And I'm very passionate about it. If you see signs in somebody else, are you the type of person that you will point it out to them too? Or because I know I am, but that's always a tough situation, right? But what do you say to people who are going through that kind of stuff and don't you recognized it in yourself? I didn't. Yeah. I had to go through a whole process and get sent to the hospital and things like that, right? Where some people can recognize it in themselves and help. I didn't have that capability. What do you recommend for that?
So I have noticed, and in my life and in others too, that a lot of times when people are struggling and they don't always know they're struggling, it's not always helpful for someone to be like, oh, hey, like, I see you struggling. Like, yeah, because they're like, I'm not struggling. Yeah. Asking for help is hard, and admitting that is hard. And like I said before, like, I used to be in that mindset where admitting asking for help or whatever, being vulnerable, that was weakness. Yeah. Not strength. Yeah. So I know that I am strong internally. I've got a voice. I am in a position in my life where I'm stable. I can share my experience. Is this the part
where I do like, amen, sister, and shake my head? Do I have enough sass for that, or am I too white? I'm too white.
You're a little pasty, buddy.
So I love it. So I just share. That's a big reason why I share my story. I share what I've gone through. I share my day-to-day life. I share my struggles. I share the bullshit too. I don't sugarcoat anything. Yep. Because I'm hoping that that's what got it really for me, was knowing that like I wasn't alone, finding people that I could look up to, even if I didn't know I was. Huge. So I just, Yeah. So I just want. That's why I post what I do on social media. That's what I share what I do. So that somewhere in there they'd be like, oh shit, like look, like I swear a lot. She managed to do this and this is kind of what she did. And so if they want the help, it's kind of like there in those posts, like I'm always trying to be available. I'm always like, and then if I know, like, so for instance, a friend of mine is struggling a lot right now and is not, so on the weekend, I'm just going to go drop off coffee and chocolate and just send some love.
Yeah, that's all you can do, right? All you can do is really be there for people.
But I always just wanted to help, even if it's just, ordering a meal when I know somebody's struggling with their kids and just have it show up, calling somebody and just, hey, do you just want to chat?
I actually remember one of your posts. It's probably been over a year ago now, and you were with a friend just helping them out, and you had I think it was a bottle of wine and weed. And I remember that post, and I'm like, this chick's awesome.
You know what? One time when you were in your worst, darkest place, somebody reached out to you and helped you, and what was once so freely given to you, the fact that you are in return giving that freely to other people, I think is the most amazing thing of all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the epitome of selflessness.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So good for you. Like, you're an inspiration.
This is why I had her on the show, was to teach you, to help you be a better person.
There's no help.
I try to help him as much as I can, but he's...
I make no promises. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So you've got 6 books out. How can people find you? Where can they find your books or follow you on your socials? If you want to tell that, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I can be found on pretty much every social media, even if I'm not like active on it. I try to keep a platform just under Lady Mack XO. And that's my website as well, ladymackxo.com. And yeah, you can buy paperbacks through me or through Amazon, through Kindle, or just follow me for, shits and giggles.
Absolutely.
And inspiration.
Well, we're going to pick up a book, but I'll contact you after the show because I would like a signed book, if that's okay with you.
I do that. That became like, this one, of course, is not like.
Well, I have to, yeah.
I just thought it was a great Christmas gift.
It's like an accidental branding. Oh, this one is.
Good for her. Good for me.
With, the little mark.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a nice touch.
It was accidental. It just came from my last name and from somebody. A friend joked and was like, "Sign a book with a kiss, because then someday when you're famous, I'm going to put it on eBay and sell it." And then,
that's awesome.
I love it.
Someone else was like, I didn't get mine signed with a kiss.
Yeah,
it became a thing.
Somebody else was super amazing and made me a graphic with like Lady Mack in the kiss mark, and then I was just like, well, like that's perfect,
That's amazing. That's awesome.
That's good. Yeah, no, we're gonna have to get one. It'll have to be a special serve to the mental case dads or whatever too, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm very glad you did. Mm-hmm. This show has a lot of comedians on, and we do sometimes, we do a lot. I try to anyway touch on mental illness and the succession of that. You can go further. You're not alone. There are people out there like you and me and other people. So there's always help out there. And that's why I wanted to have you on the show, because I've seen your story over the past couple of years from following you on Instagram. And
I do follow your personal account. Like,
yes.
I know your podcast was new, but I mean, I didn't want to be like, I do know who you are.
Yeah. Yes, and I think you have an amazing story. So it's incredible, and we want to have more empowering people, men, women, black, white. It doesn't matter. We love them all here. So, and nothing but success and power to you. Anything you got to add, Nolan?
One of our things has always been since day one when we started the show was, like Mick said, we have comedians on. We've talked sports. We've talked mental illness. We've talked addiction. We've talked political stuff. And at the end of the day, no matter what it is we're talking about, if we can touch a button in someone that kind of helps them, just one person, or even in a moment, that makes their bad day a little bit better.
You're not saying touch people in the bad place, are you?
No, that's why I said I was very careful about my words.
Oh, okay.
When you play this back, you hear it.
I wasn't listening to you.
Then
I ignore him a lot.
Then what we're doing is worth it. You know what I mean? If only one person listens tonight and somehow they got something out of this, and you were a huge part of that. You're an inspiration. You're definitely one of the strongest women I've ever met, and I wish you nothing but great further success in all your endeavors. It was a pleasure to have you here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
No, we had a good time.
Well, thank you so much.
No, thank
Very
you.
good. No, thank you.
You know
Yes.
what? It has, having a show like this, puts things back into perspective again.
Absolutely, for sure. That's why we need to have these shows.
And,
So,
and,
for sure.
and it really does. And I hope anyone who's listening that they got that, if nothing else, they got that out of that too. You know what?
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
So, all right, Lady Mack, you're the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
great night.
Cheers.
Great-
All right,
right.
have a good night.
Night, Carissa.
Okay,
I have no words.
that's pretty good, eh?
She is an amazing woman.
Yeah. I gotta get.
You sound great.
I gotta get a. Yeah, I know, but I can't hear it, right? Because this stupid thing, and it was driving
So
me.
you're not going to hear what I have to say about you next, right?
No, I can't. Well, I can now.
She, that was amazing. That was.
Fuck you!
I was trying to.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
I'll tell you what I got. Your wife's pussy on
Oh
my
my
breast.
god! Yeah, baby.
I told you.
That was.
You're an idiot.
I know I'm an idiot. Hey, Toronto Blue Jays, gone. I was. I'm not like you know me. I'm not a huge baseball fan. You keep trying to butter me up and jump on the Yankee bandwagon.
The Toronto
bullshit.
Blue
but
Jays.
do you know what that sound blurp is from?
The Toronto Blue Jays.
No, that's this. I made that one for Riley when he found that guy that hit the pole on the motorcycle.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that was the one. So as he was telling it, he's almost in tears too. I mean, I keep hitting. That
Can I
button.
tell you something about the Blue Jays? This is my favorite,
Oh,
and you know
Blue
what?
Jays.
My fiance Sabrina, God bless her, I love her. I don't know why she puts
She
up
must
with
be
me.
so mad at you.
Let me tell you,
Where's our camera? I don't even think I've looked at our camera once.
She's a
listen,
diehard.
I want to see how good my sound guy is. Okay, if you're watching out there, come on, guys. You just watched a really good episode. Hit the like and subscribe button, and if you move over. And hit that ding, baby! Yeah, pretty good. That was pretty good.
Sabrina's a diehard. She loves the Blue Jays. And
loves the Jays.
my mom
Good on her.
loves the Blue Jays. But here's
Yeah.
the thing with my mom. She will call me like she did all year. Every time the Jays win a game,
And
what
sure, yeah.
happened? What
Yeah.
happened? What?
yeah.
But
That's the only time I pick
but
on
you know
you,
what?
too.
As soon as they're done, she flips. And did I not get
What do you mean flips? Like she's now
No.
a Yankee fan?
every year? So did I not get a call on the way here
Mom.
to the studio?
Mom, I need your mom to watch this show. Mom,
She watched our show. She disowned me. She calls me on the way here.
I'm
and
gonna
she's like,
send it to her.
You know what? Those Yankees, they're so darn good. There's nobody can beat them. They're great.
your mother does not talk like that.
2 days ago, I hate the Yankees. They should all fall off a cliff and die.
Oh yeah. So who are the Yankees playing now?
They're going to play Tampa Bay. We're going to go grab some Rays.
Oh yeah. So friggin' Tampa's a good team, right?
They were number one
Dustin
seed.
told me number one seed.
Yeah,
Is that
but-
who just put out the Jays, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're
And
not winning
they're
that.
going down.
It looks like they could get a couple of championships at in Tampa this year. Oh, you don't think the Yankees?
You're an idiot.
Listen, nobody's beating my Yankees this year.
Oh, whatever.
Okay,
I'm gonna
especially not Tampa Bay.
I'm going to root for Tampa.
Of course you're going to root for Tampa. You know why?
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
You got that right.
Oh, what's this one? That's actually a good one.
Michael
to
Myers, Halloween.
That's
this
actually
is
a good
my jam right here.
Put on the thing. We should put that one on.
You know what? I want that on my board.
You want that on the board?
That has got to get
All
on
right,
my board.
I'll get it on the board for.
I can do that on the piano, the organ.
next week. The one thing with this thing is and I'm sure you know what, if there's anybody out there that can help me with the bloody sound bits aboard. Well, let's see if
Can't even talk now.
no, I'm screwed. I told you I hit the bong. Oh, did I tell you about the freaking windstorm up at Darlington?
No, you told me everything was flying around.
Cool. So, I didn't even tell you the best story yet. And I was going to tell it on there. I got to stop fucking smoking weed, man, on the podcast. So anyway, my buddy spent the night. Melanie's been here. Like, she sleeps here, and I've been staying at the trailer. Because we're only at Darlington, right?
Yeah.
And so my buddy came over the one night to hang out, and we had a couple of tokes or whatever. And then I said, why don't you just spend the night here and then just go to work from here in the morning, right? So we go to bed at like 2 o'clock. I'm like, okay, so what I'll do is I can lock the trailer door.
Yeah.
And so he can open it and then close it, and it's still locked.
Oh, shit.
Right?
He didn't close it.
So, no. I'm sleeping. I said, because don't wake me up. Like, I don't want to get up. And I said, don't wake me up. So he doesn't wake me up, and he goes out and he shuts the door. Well, we had a huge windstorm in that day, and I lost my Coleman canopy. It actually got tore down and stuff like that. So I go out to go and fix that, and let the dogs out in the morning. Take the dogs out, go and do the canopy. Take the canopy all down, because I thought it was broken, but it was all bent up and shit, right? So, but the way Coleman made it is actually pretty good, because you can bend it. If it does bend further, you can bend it back.
Nice.
And so I just take it all off. I leave the lights and shit on, because now I can just blow whatever. There's no tarp to make it fly anymore, right? And then I go back to get in the trailer.
No, you didn't. It's locked.
It's locked because I didn't fix the lock afterwards. My truck is locked. My cell phone is in the trailer, and I'm in my. Hold on.
You're an idiot.
Hold on. I'm in my underwear.
You're an idiot.
Oh my God. Oh, you just made my day. So tell me, what happened?
Dude, I'm freezing. It's fucking cold. It's cold.
No shit.
My dogs, my poor dogs, and it was windy, but it wasn't bad. So I'm sitting, this is at 1 o'clock. I'm sitting in my rocker. There's nobody around. There's one camper just on the other side of me. And then Melanie's friend is actually just down the road. So I sit in the thing, and I'm like, I can't sit here till 6 o'clock until Melanie gets here. It's fucking 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm freezing. Like, it's fucking cold. Then I see the clouds start to come over. I'm like, we're fucked. So my dogs are already shivering. So I'm trying to get them. Now I'm in my boxers here, and I'm trying to keep the dogs warm and whatnot. Shut up.
I don't want to know how you kept the dogs warm. Keep going.
I put the dogs in the crate, and I went to Melanie's friend down the thing. She wasn't home. I had to go to the guy that I don't know just across the street.
In your underwear.
I at that point, I had used the tarp to cover myself, right? And tell him, can you please do me a favor? And I didn't want to touch his phone or anything, so that's why I made sure that I said, can you text my wife for me and tell her? Well, it still took like an hour and a half. And I'm fuming. I'm so mad.
Tell me Mel, when she got there, was laughing.
Listen, Melanie didn't even show up.
Nothing says I love you more.
Yeah,
that's
she didn't
great.
she didn't even fucking
Atta
show
girl,
up.
Mel.
She sent her friend.
Good. Fuck him.
Our friend from across the street, she came and let me back in the trailer, yelled at me. She did. She yelled at me. I unlocked the trailer and she said, give me back the fucking keys. And I said, okay, mama. So I unlocked the trailer and put the dogs back in. Oh, was such a horrible time. It was awful.
I can imagine. It probably very much was.
I was frozen. I'm in fucking these like slides. So my toes are now blue. I'm on the water. It's friggin' what is it? October.
Today's October 1st.
Today's October 1st. So it was yesterday. So the 29th, 30th.
Oh God.
Cold. It was cold. Right on the water, and horrible. Oh, the best part. I shouldn't say the best part. But I can't control your driving. The friend that came to give us the keys, backed in to the camping pole on her way out. and knocked it down. And apparently he's got a pretty good crack
What a
in her
shit
bumper.
show.
Yeah. Oh, it's been great, man.
Oh,
And I'm going back for another fucking 2 weeks.
good.
Yeah.
I hope you learned your lesson.
Oh my God.
I hope you learned your lesson.
No, I haven't learned my lesson. This is the second
course you
time.
haven't.
Listen, Melanie and I, okay, I came home for the pod. It was, I don't know, last week or the week before. I came home for the pod and I went back, or no, it wasn't the pod. It couldn't have been because we came back for dinner. And so we shower, whatever here, and then go back. I pull into the driveway and I said to Mel, I forgot the trailer keys. She's like, what? And I'm like, because normally I don't even lock the doors, right? Yeah. And I said, I think I locked the doors. We had our dinner. We went to Popeyes actually that night. So we just sat in the truck, ate Popeyes. Didn't even get out of the truck.
So was it locked?
No, it wasn't even locked. So we sat there, uncomfortable, eating chicken.
And it's unlocked the whole time.
It was unlocked the whole time. Keys were.
You can't.
And I didn't need the
write
keys
this
because once it's unlocked, whatever, who cares, right?
You can't write this shit.
Oh, it was crazy, man. But a good time. Oh, actually, the guy, the ranger, what do you call him, a park ranger? The guy that drives around in the truck?
Yeah, the park
vroom,
ranger.
vroom. He comes over, because Melanie's yelling at me, go and fix the pole now. Tara told me she knocked it down. I'm like, I'm not fixing nothing. I'm cold. And he came by, drove by in his truck, gets out of his truck, goes over and picks up the pole, and he's looking at the pole, and he looks at it for like, I don't know, 15 seconds, and I knew exactly what he was looking at. It was a sticker that said, Mental Case Dad's podcast.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I know the sticker worked because I watched him look at it. So if you're listening, pal, this one's for you. Yeah. Well, everybody, I guess that was my fuck you.
Shut the fuck up.
But he's got to go and watch his ballerina team win a no game, whatever. Hey, if you're watching, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. If you're listening, check us out. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and that's at Mental Case Dads. I love you all. Peace out.